Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Keith with Less Magic, More Gathering. Today we are doing Random Card Deck Tech, volume number 17, working with Right of Belzenlok. We're going to try and make this our first 5-minute deck tech, so let's see if we can get it done. Alright, like I said, we're going to try and make this one quick, and this is a budget deck for sure. If you go down here and look, $22.94 for the whole thing on TCG Player. So, let's get into our creatures here real quick. We got Bone Picker. Bone Picker most of the time in this deck is going to cast for 1. So a 1-drop 3/2 flying Death Touch is very efficient. You'll see as we get going through here how we're going to make that happen. We've also got 3 copies of Dread Shade, 3-drop 3/3 that you can pump for 1. It's a big threat that your opponents are going to have to get rid of early, or it's going to get out of hand for them. We've also got 3 copies of Gifted Aetherborn, 2 blacks for a 2/3 Death Touch lifelink. This is another one that is just it's a good value card in almost any black deck. It's the most expensive card in the deck too at $1.90. We got Ravenous Chupacabra, 4-drop 2/2, not very good, but when it enters the battlefield, you get to destroy one of your opponent's creatures, which can then make your Bone Picker cost 1. So that's good, and then it gives you another body that you can sacrifice to Right of Belzenlok if you need to, because your 2/2 is not a super big threat, and we've got a lot of other threats in here that are going to be more important. We also got Skittering Heartstopper. It's a 1-drop 1/2 that you can give Death Touch at any time by paying 1 black, so that's not really a threat for your opponents, but it can kind of keep them from attacking you and hold them off for a little while if it needs to. And we've also got 3 copies of Tetsamok, Primal Death. This is going to be a good removal tool as long as you strategize properly and make sure that you are utilizing those prey counters appropriately. It can be a really good removal tool and help you get a big leg up on your opponents. And we threw in 3 copies of Weaponcraft Enthusiast. This is just going to kind of be a way that if we need more outlets for the Right of Belzenlok sacrifice part, then this can give us some extra creatures that we can get rid of. We got 3 copies each of Trial of Ambition and Cartouche of Ambition. These are going to work well with one another to keep your opponent's creatures off the board, and if they've got a big threat, you can use the Cartouche to kind of minimize things, so that's good. And then, like I said, Right of Belzenlok creates some cleric tokens, and then it creates you that big 6/6 flying demon creature. But it does, if you don't sacrifice a creature at the beginning of your turn, it's going to deal 6 damage to you. So you got to have stuff to sacrifice. That's why we went with some of the creatures that we did. And then we've got 3 copies of Cobbled Wings. Cobbled Wings is going to be good when you put it on Tetsamok or your Dread Shade or something like that to get your big threats up in the air and hopefully up over your opponent so you can get the damage in. We got 3 copies of Lethal Sting. You can use the either the servos or the cleric tokens or your Ravenous Chupacabra or Skittering Heartstopper to put the -1 counter on one of your creatures to get rid of something your opponents have. So Lethal Sting's pretty good removal for what it is. And then like I said, this is a budget deck. If you wanted to replace this with something like Fatal Push or Walk the Plank, you could, but this is good budget removal, 14 cents for the card. And then our lands, the second most expensive card in the deck is the Cabal Stronghold, currently at $1.72. We went 3 copies of that and then just 20 basic swamps. So as you can see, the whole point of the deck is just to hopefully keep your opponent's board minimized so that you can get a lot of these creatures in and start going in shooting for lethal damage. And then once the Right of Belzenlok does trigger off on that 3rd chapter, you get that big 6/6 flyer, and maybe you've already got a flying Tetsamok or a flying Dread Shade. You can really get in some serious damage that way. So it's got a pretty decent curve here. Most expensive card in the deck is that Tetsamok. 3 copies of that. And everything else is less than 4. Like I said, $22.94 on TCG Player. If you follow the link at the bottom of the video down there, you can come straight to this page and punch this button to go buy this deck if you like it. If you've got the cards, put it together, try it out, let us know what you think in the comments section below. And that's it for today. We'll see you next time. Deuces. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, come down here and press this thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to turn on notifications so that you'll see when we post new content. If you got anything to say, hit us up down here in the comments section. We always love hearing feedback and comments from people that are watching. Let us know what you think. See you next time.